In this video, I'm going to cover budget stress testing and how to recession-proof your finances before financial crisis strikes. Economic uncertainty is an unavoidable part of life. Throughout history, societies have experienced recessions, financial crises, inflationary periods, and unexpected economic disruptions that have affected millions of families. While most people focus on growing their income and increasing their wealth during prosperous times, relatively few prepare their finances for difficult economic conditions. However, financial security is not determined solely by how much money a person earns. It is often determined by how well they can withstand financial shocks when circumstances suddenly change. This concept lies at the heart of budget stress testing, a powerful financial strategy that helps individuals evaluate whether their finances can survive unexpected hardships such as job loss, inflation, medical emergencies, or economic recessions. Budget stress testing is similar to the methods used by banks, corporations, and governments to assess their resilience during economic downturns. Financial institutions regularly conduct stress tests to determine whether they could survive severe market disruptions or economic crises. Individuals can apply the same principle to their personal finances by asking a simple but important question. If my financial situation changed dramatically tomorrow, would I still be able to maintain stability? This exercise helps reveal vulnerabilities before they become serious problems and provides an opportunity to strengthen financial foundations while economic conditions are still favorable. The importance of budget stress testing extends beyond financial calculations. It is deeply connected to human psychology and decision-making. Research in behavioral economics has shown that people often struggle to make rational decisions when faced with financial uncertainty. Psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky introduced the concept of loss aversion, which explains that people experience the pain of losses much more intensely than the pleasure of equivalent gains. As a result, financial setbacks often trigger emotional reactions such as fear, panic, and anxiety. During economic downturns, individuals may make impulsive decisions that worsen their financial situation, including withdrawing investments at market lows, accumulating high-interest debt, or making emotionally driven purchases to relieve stress temporarily. Financial preparation can significantly reduce these psychological pressures. When individuals know they have savings, contingency plans, and a flexible budget, they are less likely to panic when unexpected challenges arise. Confidence often comes from preparation rather than prediction. People cannot predict exactly when a recession will occur, but they can prepare for the possibility. This preparation creates a sense of control that helps maintain emotional stability during uncertain times. One of the most effective examples of financial stress testing can be found in the practices of legendary investor Warren Buffett. Although Buffett is famous for his investment success, one of his most important financial principles is maintaining substantial reserves of cash. Berkshire Hathaway, the company he leads, has historically held tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars in cash and cash equivalents. Some critics argue that such large cash reserves reduce potential investment returns. However, Buffett understands that liquidity provides flexibility, security, and opportunity during periods of economic distress. When markets decline and businesses struggle, companies with strong cash positions can survive difficult periods and take advantage of opportunities that become available. Buffett's strategy reflects a broader principle applicable to individuals. Financial reserves provide protection against uncertainty and prevent people from making desperate decisions under pressure. For most households, the equivalent of Buffett's cash reserves is an emergency fund. Financial experts commonly recommend maintaining 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses in readily accessible savings. An emergency fund serves as a financial shock absorber, allowing individuals to cover necessities such as housing, food, transportation, and utilities if income is interrupted. Consider two individuals who earn similar salaries. The first spends nearly every dollar earned and maintains little savings. The second consistently sets aside a portion of income and builds a 6-month emergency fund. If both individuals lose their jobs unexpectedly, their experiences will differ dramatically. The first may immediately face financial crisis and potentially accumulate debt to cover basic expenses. The second gains valuable time to search for new employment without making rushed financial decisions. The difference is not income, but preparation. Another important component of budget stress testing involves evaluating how a household would function if income were reduced. A useful exercise is to imagine a scenario in which income decreases by 25% or even 50%. Could essential expenses still be covered? Which expenses could be reduced or eliminated immediately? Many people discover that their spending includes numerous discretionary items that have gradually become normalized, such as subscription services, frequent restaurant meals, premium memberships, or impulse purchases. Stress testing helps distinguish between true necessities and lifestyle preferences. This process often leads to the creation of an emergency budget, a simplified spending plan that prioritizes essential needs while temporarily reducing non-essential expenses. Having such a plan prepared in advance reduces uncertainty and enables faster adaptation during financial hardship. Inflation represents another significant threat that budget stress testing must address. Unlike sudden job loss, inflation often develops gradually, making it less noticeable in the short term. Over time, however, rising prices can substantially reduce purchasing power and strain household budgets. Recent periods of elevated inflation have demonstrated how quickly the costs of groceries, housing, fuel, and utilities can increase. Individuals who fail to account for inflation may find that their income no longer stretches as far as it once did. Stress testing for inflation involves examining how higher prices would affect monthly expenses and determining whether current savings and income levels would remain sufficient. This exercise encourages proactive financial planning and highlights the importance of maintaining flexibility in spending habits. Debt represents one of the greatest vulnerabilities during economic downturns. While debt may seem manageable during periods of stable income, it becomes much more burdensome when financial conditions deteriorate. Fixed monthly debt payments continue regardless of changes in employment or income. High-interest consumer debt, particularly credit card debt, can rapidly compound financial stress. During the 2008 global financial crisis, many households discovered that excessive debt left them with little room to adapt when incomes declined or home values fell. Stress testing should therefore include an honest assessment of debt obligations. Individuals should consider whether they could continue making payments if their income decreased significantly and identify opportunities to reduce high-interest debt before economic challenges arise. Reducing debt increases financial flexibility and strengthens overall resilience. The COVID-19 pandemic provides one of the most powerful modern examples of a real-world financial stress test. Millions of people around the world experienced sudden job losses, business closures, and economic uncertainty. Entire industries were disrupted almost overnight. Yet the pandemic also revealed important differences in financial preparedness. Households with emergency savings, manageable debt, and flexible budgets generally navigated the crisis more successfully than those living paycheck to paycheck. While no amount of preparation could eliminate all challenges, those with stronger financial foundations were often better positioned to adapt to changing circumstances. The pandemic demonstrated that resilience is not determined solely by wealth, but by preparation, discipline, and adaptability. Another critical aspect of recession-proofing personal finances involves diversifying income sources. Most people understand the importance of diversifying investments, but many overlook the risks associated with relying on a single source of income. Employment can be terminated, industries can decline, and economic conditions can change unexpectedly. Individuals who develop additional income streams through freelancing, consulting, small businesses, rental properties, digital products, or investment income often possess greater financial stability. Diversified income provides a buffer against disruptions and reduces dependence on a single employer or industry. From a psychological perspective, multiple income sources can also reduce anxiety because financial security does not depend entirely on one source of earnings. Ultimately, budget stress testing is not merely a financial exercise. It is a mindset centered on resilience and long-term thinking. Psychologists often describe resilience as the ability to adapt and recover from adversity. Financial resilience follows the same principle. Individuals who regularly evaluate risks, prepare for uncertainty, and strengthen their financial systems are better equipped to navigate difficult circumstances. Rather than assuming that favorable conditions will continue indefinitely, they recognize that economic cycles are inevitable and prepare accordingly. The history of financial crises, from the Great Recession of 2008 to the global disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, demonstrates that uncertainty is a permanent feature of economic life. While no one can predict the exact timing of future recessions or financial emergencies, everyone can improve their readiness. Budget stress testing provides a practical framework for identifying weaknesses, strengthening financial stability, and reducing vulnerability to economic shocks. By building emergency savings, managing debt responsibly, preparing for inflation, diversifying income, and creating contingency plans, individuals can significantly increase their ability to withstand financial challenges. In the end, the greatest benefit of budget stress testing may be psychological rather than financial. Preparation replaces uncertainty with confidence. Instead of fearing every economic headline or market downturn, individuals gain the reassurance that they have a plan. Financial storms may be unavoidable, but with proper preparation, they do not have to become financial disasters. Recession-proofing your money is not about predicting the future. It is about building a financial foundation strong enough to endure whatever the future may bring. Thank you for watching. In the next video, I will cover annual budgeting versus monthly budgeting strategy. If this video helped you understand budgeting better, subscribe to Budget and Build for more beginner-friendly finance tutorials.